Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is Joby from Breathe to Heal, and I am super excited to bring you Mia Kafkios for our round 2 of our podcast, the Galactic Goddess, energy therapist, absolutely one of the nicest people that I've ever been honored to be able to work with. We spent some recent time down in Glastonbury, and just being in Mia's presence brought something to me and elevated me, and seeing how Mia worked, and it just blew me away. And I've been following Mia for a couple of years, and if you haven't seen our last podcast, please go and check that out. It was a phenomenal episode, and I've managed to tie Mia down for about an hour, and we're going to bring you some really beautiful information about the summer solstice today, your higher selves, your multi-dimensional bodies. Probably we're going to go into all different galactic conversations, as we normally do when Mia and I talk together. So I'm super excited. Mia, divine galactic goddess, welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you. I need to add that to my resume, I think. Galactic Goddess.
You are a galactic goddess.
Thank you for having me, and it's such a pleasure to be here and to have met you, and the way that we have, just crossed our path in different ways. It's such a blessing, and for me to see your growth and to be here with all of your listeners is an honor.
Yeah, the pleasure's all mine. It really is. Maybe we should just start meeting up in Glastonbury last week.
Mm.
We went down on a little secret mission to Glastonbury to do some planetary work. We couldn't tell anyone because we didn't want any disturbance.
Exactly.
Six of us met up, walking masters, initiations, really unbelievable work. We were sitting on a what was the hill we went to? Do you remember the name? The first
Thor?
night.
Thor.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
first was
the
Valis. Oh, yeah. Ch yeah.
Chalice Wells. Yes, we went up to
Chalice
there,
well.
and we started opening up to do our planetary work, and we started just getting everything set, and we started playing the drums, we're chanting, we're doing what we do.
Yes, and I started to purge, like really throw up for the divine
Yeah,
masculine.
yeah.
That's how planetary work is really intense many times. Yeah, so
Mm.
I got this message I needed to go there before my birthday in July, and I didn't know exactly why. And this is how it happens when it's a planetary work. And I just booked the tickets, and then I knew the right souls would come in, and we talked, and I invited you, and then all these different beautiful masters came together without knowing each other really, and it was very intense work. And always when we do planetary work, at least me, I'm pretty cocky and like, yeah, I'm gonna do planetary work, I'm gonna save the planet. And then I kind of forget completely that that's going to include me, my process, my my own personal purging, clearing, and activation. And it was again so obvious how all of us did an amazing work for the planet, but we all got our personal, private little inner journey.
Yeah, we did as well. And the fact that we was blessed, we had 6 cows. We started saying, we had 6 cows, literally. They was over the other side of the field, and they obviously heard and see what we were doing. And they just come marching over, didn't they? And they just stood with us, like in a
So
line.
close.
Yeah, so close. And they
Yeah.
were just fascinated by what we was doing. So we was getting truly blessed by the divine feminine, and all of the energies that were in Glastonbury at the time. And I think we set it up perfectly for today, for the solstice as well.
Yeah, and for me it was such a blessing to see you work, because you took automatically, you held space many times. So for you that haven't been to Joby's, kind of like live retreats and events, you need to meet him in person, because for me I felt so safe to just relax when you took over many times and just like guided us, held space, did you worked with your, galactic medicine, just being you, and just amazing. So for me,
Yes.
that was incredible to see you because you can meet people like this, you connect, but then seeing a person in their highest potential, being in their mastery, in the master energy, is something completely else.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was incredible.
I think I shook you a little bit, didn't
Yeah, I
I?
was like, oh
Where's
my
this come from?
God, who
I'm
is
just,
this? And
uh,
where did that come from?
I'm just because whenever me and Mia talk, it's always on Facebook, it's through Telegram, and we're like two big kids, so we're just always laughing and joking. But obviously, when it comes to doing planetary work, the serious side of me comes out, and because I've
Yeah,
held space for so many years, it's just a natural thing for me. But it's the first time you'd seen me in that energy, so but it was for me
exactly.
personally, seeing how you work as well when you was with people and how you tune in, and the messages you were getting to take us to what we needed to do was just perfect. But for those that don't know what planetary work is, obviously everyone's working on themselves. Can you just like maybe open that up a little bit for people so they can understand the importance of it and what they need to do
Mm.
if they want to go and do it as well?
Yeah, exactly. Usually, when you've done some work on yourself, you usually come to that place. Not everyone are supposed to be grid workers and planetary workers in one way, but also kind of everyone are doing it. But you're gonna get like a message. You're gonna clearly see that now it's time to assist, the planet. And the most important thing I think with planetary work is kind of you do it, no one really knows it, but you're really assisting. So it's like really leaving the ego, and you don't need to perform. You just fully tune in. And usually I always get like, you need to be here at this moment, at this time, this place. And you might get like, okay, we're going to work with the divine feminine, the divine masculine, the union, kind of that started to come through a couple of days before. And once we were there, you just sit, you go to that place and you start to receive the information. And the planetary work is about assisting, using your vessel, using your gifts, your ability to tune in and start to bring in the codes that needs to come down to Mother Earth. And sometimes it's Mother Earth that has energies, codes that she wants to bring out also to humanity and up to the galactic planes, and vice versa. But it's really kind of assisting with your vessel. And that's really what happened, right? Like purging, throwing up and stuff. And like, oh my God, I forgot. I just, gave away my body this weekend. No sleeping, like super high energetically. But yeah, so it's like kind of like offering your body, offering your services, and really just tuning in and assisting the planet to raise its frequency. And especially when we're several people coming together, it's almost like we represent different aspects of the human collective. We're coming in with different archetypes, and all of that really becomes the work that needs to happen on the planet. Yeah, if that
Yes,
makes sense.
absolutely. It's beautiful. You mentioned codes as well. For someone who might just be coming into this and doesn't understand what codes are, how would they understand what the codes are? And maybe you could just
Mm.
touch on that a little bit, because I think that could be quite interesting for people to understand as
Yeah, it's
well.
a good question. I actually never got it. I was like, what is code? So codes is,
Mm.
I see it, I see them in colors, but they come like with information, with intelligence. So the codes holds information, holds intelligence, of energy that is ready to be activated. And those codes, that intelligence, is connected to our physical body, our emotions, our mental. So it affects our way of becoming free, becoming sovereign, becoming who we are. So it's intelligence coming through those codes that is being activated in our light body, in all of our energy bodies. So it's like information, like small information packages coming down and into the field. And then you're like, it's like those extra programs coming
Yeah,
in, like good programs. Yeah.
when you feel the resonance within you, that gut feeling. Okay, cool. That's a good way of explaining it.
Exactly.
Just for someone who didn't understand
Yeah,
what
very good
code
question.
what codes are. So, because I always remember a few years ago when I heard codes, I was like, codes, and then I had to personally go in and look at what it was, and then I understood what I was receiving. So it's always nice just to be able to share that out.
Yeah,
But
amazing.
yeah, but so let's talk a little about our light body. Obviously, summer solstice today, the divine plan, our blueprint. What's in store for us today? What's the importance of this incredible summer solstice that we have right now in 2022?
Yeah, such an important day, an amazing day, an amplifier. And we always talk about light. I can hear people always talk like, be the light, be the light. But then we forget, what does that mean? And light is truth. And sometimes we forget it, like, I want to be the light. And then it's like, oh my God, I want to be the truth. Do I really want to be the truth? Do I really want to be the truth speaker, the truth shower? And that's what's happening, right? So it's easy that we start to contract when truth is coming into our field, right? It comes physically. We're starting to feel, oh, this is not for me. This is for me. I'm contracting. I'm expanding with different people, different situations I'm thinking about right now. And the same thing emotionally. When truth comes in, we're going to start to have reactions mentally. When truth starts to come in, we're going to go to stories. We're going to start to control, and spiritually the same way, so it's sometimes it's so easy to be like, bring the light in. So you're super cocky, like, I'm so ready, I'm sitting here at solstice, and then the truth starts to pour in and you're like, oh my God, I'm not ready for this. So this is the time of truth. And of course the truth is a liberation process. It's really a liberation process where you give birth, and giving birth is painful because before it exits and comes out, it's sweaty, it's painful, like giving birth to a child. It's really that kind of process. So today and the coming days and the coming week will be this mix of amazing expansion when we feel the truth coming in, when we sense and understand the truth coming in. But in the same way, we will also contract in periods, in waves, when we start to understand, like, oh God, this means changes. This means big changes, This person is leaving my field. This is going to go and this is going to go. And I cannot continue with that. And oh my God, suddenly they want me to have sessions in complete silence. That happened yesterday in my course, Therapy of the
Yeah,
New World.
really.
One of the students she was crying and shaking, and she's like, I cannot continue with my sessions as before. Now my guides want me to just sit, eye gaze, and be quiet for 50 minutes. And I'm like, wow, that's how far they're taking it now, So how about
Incredible.
paying 370 euros for having someone staring you in the eyes in Zoom? But it can be super powerful, right? Because you got that energy, those codes, you can do that transmission. But do you dare to follow the truth that just was presented to you and make the change, right? Like when my guides from one day to another said, you're going to end all your private sessions. And I was like, what? I'm fully booked 4 months ahead. They're like, you're ending your sessions. I'm like, okay, I'm hear you. I'm going to end them by the end of July when all the sessions are done. And then next day I couldn't go up from the bed. My whole body was like so aching. They're like, did you hear us? You are not having any more sessions. So I needed to pay back like 6,000 euros, and I needed to like text all these amazing people that have been waiting for months and just follow the truth that came through. And then I started to see why they asked this for me. So yeah,
Because you had a
so
bigger
that's what's happening.
you had a bigger mission.
Yeah, and they also thought that I was seeing too much, kind of giving too much too fast, because I can see so much. So they wanted me to give back the power to the clients and not fixing so much. So yeah, they said like, now you're just gonna teach so everyone can get empowered. I'm like,
I,
okay.
I think I would have cried if I'd have been on that list, waiting for your services and your healing. I think I would have been devastated.
The cool thing was that people got really disappointed, but a couple of weeks after, something happened, and many started to reach out to me and say, thank you for listening to your truth. This really activated something in me, because many of them were also light workers, and they say thank you because now I feel empowered to follow guidance. And when they say to me, don't do this client or don't do that, I'm going to follow that. So something really beautiful came out of it.
Yeah, that's so nice. It's always a positive, right?
There's always a teaching and there's like a higher purpose, even if we at the moment don't see it, and the ego personality comes through, and a human experience is like, I can't make all these people, disappointed. And God say, like, I'm the one deciding.
Yeah. No matter what plan we have, if we make a plan, the divine just laughs, right? This
Exactly,
is
I
the
know.
plan.
I know, even like with my course, they're laughing. Like I'm having this huge 7-month intense work of becoming therapist of the new world, and they really go through so many. And my guides and God laughs. And I said this to my students, they just laugh and like, ha ha ha, you're calling this an education now? Like you are so funny. In a couple of years, you're gonna notice that we just got you together, all this group, because you're gonna do big planetary work. You're gonna build a new Earth. But now if you feel like you need to have an explanation that you're doing a course just to get together, whatever.
Love that. That's brilliant.
It's so funny. And we're like, where's the certification? Here's the certification, and they're like laughing, like, oh my God, you're still so 3D. So I usually share this. But yeah, it's also like embracing, right? The 3D aspects that we still kind of need. So it's for me, it's a lot to be not to be too hard towards myself or towards anyone else, because the unplugging needs to happen in ease and grace, because a full unplugging will never be in ease and grace. That will be in complete trauma. And
This is reminding me of this chat we had in Glastonbury about fully unplugging and what you went through.
I know. And actually, to be honest, lately when I've been doing 2 big weekends of unplugging, they unplug me because I'm like, unplug me, I'm surrendering. And they do it. And I'm like, and now what? What am I doing on this planet? And then slowly I feel like I'm with consciously taking back some programs, like the ice cream program.
Especially in this
Eating an
heat.
vegan ice cream in the evening, because that's so nice.
Yeah, exactly. We
The
are having a human experience as well, so why not enjoy them little tastes that we can have, and there's so many people that are not living to that. And again, it's about having fun,
Yes.
having experiences, having something that is going to light up your soul. And if it's a really hot day, especially where you live over in Sweden now, it's going to be hot.
Yeah.
and the divine did create it, so if we put good intentions into it and we bless it, then why not?
Exactly. Why not? And also like laughing towards yourself and this journey, this human journey, where we're going back and off and we attach, we detach. We're also doing this trial and error, like I'm a bored star seed. Let's look at the human experience. What can I attach to? And we're like trial and error.
How can we get bored in this beautiful magic that the divine has created?
I agree. But there is moments, where I think like at least I have this impatience inside of me where I think things goes too slow. I'm like, awaken now.
Like a
No,
big arrow.
wake up. Exactly.
just want to go.
I mean, on my latest webinars, I think it always comes true lately where the guides just comes and they just whispers or scream, wake up, wake up, wake up. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. And that's kind of the feeling. But I completely agree with you. And that's so funny when we connect, because I think the essence of our foundation together is like belly laughs.
That was our intention when we were in Glastonbury. Okay, what's the intention? Belly laughs.
Exactly. Like ground through belly laughs.
Yeah, but like my guides come in and they specifically showed me, and we spoke about this as well. It's like when you're doing your healing work and you're having ceremonies or your breath work, your meditations, whatever it may be, make it enjoyable. Don't have to go through. There's so many people doing healing out there that's causing people to have more trauma. They're leaving with more trauma. They're going through this traumatic experience of screaming and the body's reacting and they sort of, that just sends negative signals up the vagus nervous system into the brain, and the brain thinks that you're not safe. So all of a sudden the body reacts into sympathetic nervous system, flight and fight, all of the emotions come up and it causes more trauma. So if we can get our people when we're healing, if there's anyone listening to this who are going to be healers, get your people to be nice and relaxed, make it enjoyable, make it fun. If you can get people to laugh in your healing sessions, it's already done. All they've got to do then is catch up to the timeline.
I agree. I
It's a new,
agree.
they showed me it's a new paradigm of healing, bringing in fun. So when I do my ceremonies, we play game like this. I do breathing games with them to do a lot of breath work. Like we really make it enjoyable. So what they're doing, they're actually having such a nice experience, but what they don't realize is what they're doing internally. It's a cellular transformation. We're creating all new neurons in the brain. We're creating new stories. So internally, we're absolutely healing and empowering ourselves on every single level. And then when they have such a good experience and they're laughing and they're in this really relaxed state, it just allows the body to release more.
Yeah, I agree.
And
Yeah, I think I
magic.
agree. This is the change. This is the change that is coming through now. Not we don't need to do the old shadow work that was like once really necessary.
Yeah, of course.
There was periods where we were like running away from healing and we were trying to escape and like do this fast track journey spiritually where we kind of were dragged into deep shadow work. But now is I feel, as you say, there's things changing. Of course there's always a period where we need to feel and experience the emotions, but there's also that breaking point um, where you actually strengthen and doing the trauma becoming even stronger and deeper. So that's, yeah, as you say, the trauma can be stronger. But there's also this, we have this program inside of us that says that if we suffer, first you need to suffer a lot and then you can heal. If it's you go to a ceremony and if you suffer and purge a lot, then it's going to be deeper healing. So I know there's many that has that inside of us. It's like I cannot be happy until I've suffered first. I cannot relax until I worked myself completely into tiredness. So
It's
all
such
of
an
that
old
is shift.
paradigm.
Yeah, it's an old paradigm. Absolutely. I agree. So, as you say, like, how can I make it easy and gracefully? Because that's all that it is now. Ease and grace, really
Like that
ease and
divine
grace.
feminine coming through, the divine
Mm,
mother helping us to heal in a softer way, because then the body and the mind's going to work with you and they go, oh, okay, cool, we're safe. And if they know you're safe, and you can still face yourself in a gentle way and in that
yeah.
soft way, it doesn't need to be that tough way anymore. It really doesn't. And I've seen, and since I've started doing it, I have seen literally miracles, people complete transformation. Something that would have normally took
Wow.
me a few sessions is now I'm
Yeah.
getting done within in one session.
Yeah, because you're helping them to come back to their essence.
Mm.
And the essence was never in pain. The essence were never in sacrificing, were never in struggle. It was never in that energy. The essence of ours, we know it, we recognize it, we remember it. And that's, as you say, I also see that. And that's why my sessions already shifted many years ago, where I was just, you just come once and then you're not allowed to come back, or maybe in 6 months or 12 months, because that's how much we can activate a person to come back to their true essence. So that's also kind of the new healing. Yeah, as you say, like awaken them, assist them to wake up in their own way and remember who they are.
Yeah, I got given a formula the other day: clear and
Oh.
release,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's empowerment and elevation.
Mm-hmm.
So once we've cleared and we've released the energy, so the first part of any session, we go in, we clear the energy. Then it's about empowering ourselves and elevating our vibrations, so we're on a higher level than what we was. Then it's embodiment. So we embody that in, and then we seal it in, and then we become it. So that was the formula I was given the other day. So, and it was,
Yeah, that's interesting. That has been coming in a lot in my webinars lately, that you maybe notice that they want to, in the end, they want to kind of record it. They're like, and now we're recording this into the cellular memory. It's almost like sealing it up. It's like recording it, because you can have this amazing experience, but if you don't go in with intention to put it into your cellular memory and record it, it might actually just flow away. So it's like really with intention, as you say, sealing it up. Yeah, amazing steps. I love them. Awesome.
It was something that kind of come to me the other day, and I was like, it's just the formula. Like if we
It
follow
is.
them steps, we can heal, we can release, we can empower ourselves, and everything is about, if we can empower ourselves in this very now moment and elevate our vibration, we're going to feel good, and we're going to feel happy, we're going to feel that joy, because everything is about, all the healing work is about coming back into alignment and being happy again, right?
Yes. Forgiving ourselves and in compassion, really accepting all the choices we have made and not made, and also with that forgiving everyone else and compassionately allowing everyone to be who they are. So that's also kind of the formula of healing the wounds, that also sometimes is really completely forgotten, that first we need to feel it, of course, feel the pain as it was objectively, but also forgiving ourselves first, because we had the role of it actually allowed it to happen. So forgiving ourselves, that's usually the hardest part. We would jump over and try to forgive the other person, because that's what we say in this old spiritual world, was like, always forgive everyone, forgive. And that's true, but you cannot jump over forgiving yourself. Yeah, so and also by laughing, I always say, like in my courses and with when I notice a lot of healing has happened when you start to laugh over your mistakes, you laugh about, the things that you still have to clear and change, and you're like, oh my God, I'm so messed up in this area, but it's so funny every time I see it, then it's like, I am who I am, I'm taking responsibility, but I'm not going to judge myself, because that is also, the inner judge place, the place where we just stab ourselves over and over again. That is just a full illusion that you're serving anyone by not feeling good. You're not serving anyone
No.
by not feeling good or loving yourself. So love yourself, love yourself to belly, hurt.
Yeah, I remember after some of my many accidents I've had and 7 near-death misses, it got to a point where I just started laughing at my pain, and all of a sudden it didn't have no power over me, and I was just like, it was like, when you have a real big aha moment. So I just started laughing at everything. I just started laughing at my pain, my trauma, and it had no power over me. And I was like, I win. It's done.
Amazing.
That's it.
Wow.
I've
Can you
won.
imagine teaching that out?
Well, the thing is, I got to a point I had after my brain accident. That was the first main big accident I had. I had 2 years of like having metal staples in my head, obviously being disfigured. It was such a dark time. Like
Mm.
everything was on top of me. And I remember just being on my knees one day and I was crying and I was like, please help me. Please help me. And all of a sudden I had this wave of energy come over me. And then that was the sort of journey that got me started. And I didn't realize what it was at the time. Obviously, it was my guides and my angels helping me and assisting me, which I didn't really understand at the time. And then that situation, when I got, obviously carried with me, even though I started the work, I had that for a long time. When I started laughing at that, of what I actually went through, my worst day became my best day because it empowered me so much, and it give me the power to go forward.
Yes.
And it really, when that laughter that I had that first time, and I just started going into all of my accidents and the near-death misses I'd had, all the time in hospitals, all the operations, I just started like laughing at it. And I was just like, this is actually giving me, it's giving me knowledge, it's giving me wisdom, it's giving me intelligence, it's giving me, I've gone through this, I can now help other people. I can,
Yeah.
and it was a very profound moment. But yeah, laughter for me is one of the best vibrations you can ever be in. And if you can get people laughing in your healing sessions and even in life, you're bringing joy and you're spreading the love.
I've never understood the thing that it's not appropriate to laugh. It's like, how can it not be appropriate? I always been laughing when it's not, appropriate. Like in school, I was always laughing hysterically, but I was such a good student. But I got this extremely laughs when I got my first child, when she was, falling down. It was so hilarious, funny. So I was just laughing instead of helping her, and everyone was like, "What is this, mother?" Because it's so funny, I've always had this like tics with like, why can I not laugh? Always, 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 since I was a very, very little child, it was not appropriate to laugh as much as I would like to laugh. And I've also had this when I was in Norway and doing the planetary work like 1.5 months ago. Again, I was super cocky and I was like, unplug me and show me everything. And then they started to show me everything, literally everything. And I was laughing nonstop for 3.5 hours. And I noticed that I have really suppressed my laughing, and I was laughing. I was laying on my back, and the other sisters and friends that were there, they started to get really irritated because I was laughing like consistently, like I couldn't almost breathe, because I was like, oh my God, we are so stupid and we are so like ridiculous. And I was seeing all the programs in that way, and I was laughing and laughing, and I was like, oh my God, and this thing and this thing. And they were just writing because there was so much wisdom coming through with the laughing. Because as you say, what happened with that laughing, I think I was a moment where I've never been a clearer channel in my whole life. This is just like 1.5 months ago. I was laughing,
Wow.
laughing, laughing. My whole, every muscle, everything was just completely in surrender, right? Straight open. And I was channeling so much wisdom. I know they started to record because it was insane. And I was laughing so much. It was like I was the kind of like, I don't know, maybe God or something in that moment. And he was just laughing. But I was also like, the aliens, the dark aliens, they were also laughing about us. And they're like, you're so stupid, humanity, and you're doing this and this and that, and so much. And it was just so funny.
Love
But the
that.
laughing is really something special. Like, and what if, why are we silence down the children when they're laughing? Like, I never understood that. Like, how can we silence kids when they start to laugh? And I mean, also, when it's not appropriate, we can start to laugh because it's so freaking uncomfortable, right? And like now I cannot laugh, and then you start to laugh when the other one is crying, and it's like, I'm so sorry, but my nervous system goes into trouble now. I can't hold space, so I just need to laugh. But maybe that's an amazing way of holding space. So,
One of the things I do, I get people to yawn. Yawning
oh
is
yeah.
one of the most funniest things you can do, because you can't yawn and not laugh, especially if you're in a group or something. But what it does, it actually allows and it gives
You start
permission.
to make me yawn.
it
Gives you permission to
gives you
look like you're
permission.
bored.
It gives you permission to actually yawn. So it allows other people to release. And it's nature's way of allowing us to release vibrations in the body. And it's been
Oh yeah.
scientifically proven where the yawning mechanism is. It's right in the center of the brain. So when you yawn, you fire neurons. So the whole brain lights up. So what we're doing internally, we're releasing energy, we're releasing vibrations.
Yes. It's soft, it's nice. Yeah.
Yes. And you can spin the breath with it. You can take big sighs. You can have big stretches. And you can
Yeah, and how
create.
come we say
You
that
can't,
that
you can't do
it's
it. And people think we're so programmed to think yawning is rude. Like if you're speaking to someone, oh, I'm sorry, am I boring you? No, what I'm actually doing, I'm clearing my mind so I can actually listen to you and I can be more
yes.
focused. And I'm also lightening the mood. So it's a really,
Yeah, I agree.
really
I
good.
agree. Yeah, my energy therapist teacher said this to me 6 years ago. But it can also be that, because every time we meet, we are like exchanging codes.
Mm.
Been talking about this a lot lately, that every single meeting, if we start to really be awakened, we notice that every single meeting is an exchange of energy, exchange of codes. So it's also, you talk about something and I can start to yawn because there's so much happening inside of me. I start to heal. So she's talking, so I start to heal and I start to clear the energy. So it's also like, wow, interesting. For me, it's many times an information. I'm like, wow, what is happening here? I'm reacting to what this person is saying. So what is happening? So yeah, I agree. It's amazing, an amazing tool, and the program of like, I'm so bored, I'm drowning now. It's like needs to leave the earth. It needs to
Yeah,
leave the
absolutely.
earth.
Never ever suppress a yawn. Never. Because it gives you
Exactly.
so
And
much focus, gives you so much clarity, releases so much energy from your body.
actually never ever suppress any emotions at all, or like just, I mean, you don't need to, like, even anger, don't suppress it, because with anger usually huge limits comes. So you need to put boundaries, you need to set limits. So it's just information. Of course, we don't need to react or act on it, but it's just
Respond.
exactly, just like really feeling, sensing it all. So that's the thing. Like when I come in contact with anger, and I understood that there had never been a place for me to be angry, as my father was always abusing my mother and he was always angry, and then I had my ex-husbands being always angry, screaming. So I was always taking the role of fixing, doing, being soft, but then I was on this retreat where I really started to understand anger. And in that retreat, I actually really needed to scream, and I needed to push two big army guys through a big room with my power, because with anger, a lot of strength came, a lot of power came. So yeah, I really love to like look at what have you been suppressing, because laughter, we suppressed anger, and everything was given to us, as a gift on this human experience. So they just didn't, invented the energy of anger. Anger is like, it's an energy of taking action. You don't usually feel super angry and like, I'm going to bed now, there's the anger makes you go into action. So it's always, for me, when I start to feel angry, I know that I need to set a boundary. There's somewhere I haven't set a boundary. I need to express a boundary, because my whole nervous system starts to react, and like, I'm so freaking angry now, and my kids, sometimes I go into this like earth pose and I come close to earth and I start to get red and I have so much anger, and my kids are like, oh my God, now she's coming, now her anger is coming. And I can sometimes just scream and I'm like, I'm fucking angry. And they're like, okay, we're getting out of here. And it's usually because of them, but then I don't act it out, and then I'm just feeling that anger and coming into clarity, into focus and clarity with that energy.
Transmuting
So
it into a good way.
Exactly. Just the focus and clarity, because before I notice it, I go in confusion. And that's also something that is coming up now big time on this planet that I've been talking about also, is like focus, sharpness, clarity. Everything else is distractions.
I like
So be
that.
interested when you cannot feel focused, alert, and sharp. Then there's something in the field that is not aligned, because our neutral state is actually focused, sharp, and alert.
I
Hmm.
like that a lot. That's very,
Yeah.
very
You
profound.
know, you know how I noticed that I started to lose myself. I mean, I've been an expert in doing the energy reports about ascension symptoms, and it's okay to feel like this and this and that. What are we're giving away our power instead of like, okay, this is happening. How do I come back to my energy? So that's really interesting. The whole thing, how they implemented that program into the field. So all of us, the spiritual people, went into like a spiritual coma for 2.5 years now, and like all these ascension symptoms, you know, I cannot do anything. And it's like, no, it's not true.
Yeah, it's a really nice spin on that ascension symptoms. I really like that.
When
Very,
that
very.
came through, I was like, oh my God, I need to get out and speak about it. And it can be triggering because, of course, I understand, the amount of light that is coming in now and has been pouring down for a long time is going to affect our physical body. So I don't say that you're going to be like super energetic all the time, but we start to give away our power when we start to say and put the words in our mouth that, oh my God. And I was even, calling team and stuff and like, how are you? And we like connecting together, like, oh, it's so intense energies now. And then you're just making that your truth, right? Instead of like, okay, this is happening. How do I clear myself into clarity, focus, and sharpness and alert? Because we don't want to be taken away from where we're supposed to go. So this is a little bit of the hidden agenda happening from different energies on this planet. We don't need to call them names, but they kind of trying to distract us, and they're bringing in this like collective spiritual limiting beliefs. So what I'm saying is, of course, we're going to need to rest sometimes. There will come these waves, and then it's important to listen to yourself and lay down, take a rest, but choose when you're gonna rest and do it. Don't go around and say it the whole day like I could do, and like, oh my God, these ascension symptoms are so intense. I'm so tired. Like take action, and just
One of
go to
them.
bed and
Oh.
sleep. Exactly, like that. And like, oh, and then you just make it your reality. That's the creators we are of our reality, right? And then suddenly they got so clear, my guides, and I was like, okay, I need to bring this into the work. So sharp alert and focus, always come back to that. Even if you're an amazing, travels up and you're having ecstatic orgasmic experiences in your meditation, there's this moment where you start to fade, then it's not, optimized. So you can still be like super expanded, but that focus, that sharpness, that alertness take everything to a complete new level. That's when you remember, that's where you receive all the codes and activations. It's a game changer.
Yes, it really is. So we've got about 15 minutes left.
Yeah.
Could you please bless us with a beautiful transmission?
Yes, let's see what wants to come through. So let's have both feet on the floor and let's take some really deep breath, especially when we are with Joby. Then we need to like really breathe good, right? Deep inhales through the nose and exhales through the mouth. And just feel how powerful you are. With your intention, you can breathe in the highest God source energy into your field. And you're so powerful that with your exhale, you can clear and release all the lower dense energies in your field. So, another deep inhale, inviting the highest light, the highest frequencies available in this moment, and exhaling to just soften and release everything that is not yours. And as we're tuning into the field, you're tuning into your own field. Shana kurata sana yakia sana reyakusia. You can open your inner vision, and if you can't see, you can just with intention visualize that there's a lot of energetic opportunities in this moment in your field. Shuturanakatariasya. So in your divine blueprint, that is your light body that holds all codes, all information about what has been in your life and what is to come, your gifts, your purpose, and your mission on this planet, you're going to see almost like small packages or just feel and sense small packages. It's actually codes in your energetic field that are waiting to be activated. It has not been the right moment yet. And there's this beautiful golden big code coming in front of you. And you can visualize it. It might present itself like beautiful sign, or it can be tetrahedron. It can be this geometric shape. It can be just a fluid form, whatever it comes as. Connect with it with your third eye. Shuturya Takayasa. Connect with it with all of your energy bodies. Feel it physically as it emanates an energy. Feel emotionally connected to this code. Feel connected mentally on a mind level, and also spiritually connect to this code in front of you. It might shift in shapes, it might move. And now you're opening your heart to start to really hear what this code has as a transmission for you. There's a transmission for you to receive from that code. Rotonia kiana aya kiana katara siana kuturia sanaya. This golden, beautiful, beautiful, powerful code is emanating its energy out to your whole auric field. And it comes with purpose to assist you to become who you are, to feel how it feels to be all that you are, how it looks to be all that you are. Shunnakiatanaria kushanayatisianataria. In this moment, energies is being transmitted from this code to you so you can feel an energy of ease, an activation of ease and grace in your energy body, in your emotional energy body, in your mental energy body, and your spiritual energy body. Ease and grace is being activated. Shuturyanakisya, and the amount of love that you hold inside of you is being activated from this code straight into your heart chakra, telling you that it's safe and it's secure for you to love as much as you love. Shuranakusa anayakia. Allow yourself to emanate all the love you have. There's no need to hold back anymore. Allow the energies of innocence, that love, 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 love you have inside of you to expand. Shuturya nakiataria sanakuya sianaya. This is the state, this is the neutral state, this is the aligned state where you can come back and find yourself. And this is the state and the place where you can upgrade yourself and receive the rest of the codes in your light body when they are ready to be activated. So as you're having this beautiful golden code in front of you, you see that other codes around you in the field starts to shake and they get activated because at this moment you are in this state of ease, grace, and a lot of love. and truth light is pouring in from all directions as we are in this solstice energy. We can always, regardless of solstice or not, just open up our energy bodies and receive more solar energy and more light energy, more Christ consciousness into our field, and allow that light to activate the codes in our blueprint. Shunuria kia tanakatashanaya kusia. Feel close to your blueprint, your own divine frequency, your own divine vibration. Embracing the codes that are ready to pop like beautiful gifts inside of your field. Always know that you can return to this ease, grace, love, and light, alignment, centeredness, and neutral state, to tune in and see if there's any code ready to come in front of you and get activated and fully receive into your cells, into your DNA and your RNA. Nuku tana aria kia satanaku shiana ala arana kuria tia arana katashatanaria shutianaya. Taking a deep breath, and when you're ready, open your eyes. That was awesome.
Wow. I feel all like, yeah.
Yeah, you're like, I want to stay here.
Can we do
That
this
was
again?
beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
very nice.
the third transmission I do today. It's like so amazing when you really, really, really dare to just let go and let everything come in, and you get surprised yourself over the wisdom your guides bringing in through your vessel.
It's
Yeah.
incredible. Well, Mia, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. And
Thank you, Joby. I look forward.
I'm so grateful for your presence, your essence, your galactic goddess energy. Everyone, I hope you've enjoyed part 2 with Mia Kafkios and myself, Joby Bowie from Breathe to Heal. I love you all unconditionally. I send you all blessings for summer solstice and your future journeys. Mia, thank you. I love you with all my heart. My
Thank you, Joby.
beautiful soul sister.
I love
Everyone,
you.
have a beautiful day. Stay blessed. Be divine. Aho.
Yay. Aho.
Wow.
Great work.